Hello everyone. So today I have here Realme GT, a flagship budget phone which I got it from China. I had used their X2 Pro for 6 months and it was good. This one here I got it for 3,399 RMB, which is about 479 US dollar with tax. This one has 12 GB RAM, 256 GB storage, and there is another version with 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage, which costs around 2,799 RMB or 425 US dollar. I really wanted to buy the yellow because it looked good, but unfortunately it was always out of stock and I had to wait for another month, which wasn't worth waiting, so I just got this instead. I'm actually switching from Google Pixel to XL, and I used Phone Clone by Realme, and I was able to switch seamlessly, even managed to get the Google Pay and didn't need to reinstall any of the Google apps or apps in general. I heard about not being able to use Google Pay, but maybe because I switched from Phone Clone, I had no problem using Google Pay in the stores, which is even better. I've been using this phone for about 2 weeks now, and anything that requires DRM or L1 does not work properly, like Netflix or Amazon Prime, and can only be viewed in standard definition. However, YouTube works in Full HD or HDR. I don't play much games, but I played PUBG for a few hours and in balanced as well as HD in extreme settings comfortably without the phone getting warm. 2 hours of PUBG drained about 20% of the battery. There's a GT mode and game mode settings that allows me to lock brightness, control notification, and use some game enhancement features. The new update also raises the screen touch sampling tool to 360 Hz, which is kinda awesome. Talking about its camera, it has about 64 megapixel main camera with Sony's IMX 682 sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and 2 megapixel macro camera, which I think is useless in this. Colors are well saturated. There are different filters, modes incorporated. So as you can see, there's this dual video mode on this phone, and I think it will become really handy for the bloggers because while they're out shooting this magical sunset here in Ireland, they can also shoot themselves. And I think at this price point, this phone is really does the job. I think it's better than that, and all the beautification that it is done on my face. I don't look this pretty, no. So yes, I think this will be a very good phone for the bloggers. I know this feature exists in Samsung Ultra 21, which I didn't get to use much. I think it was director's cut or something. But I think this feature on this phone is really nice. And yes, I'm still in the middle of testing this phone and this cameras, all the features that it has. I will update you once I get to see more on this phone. And while I'm on this, I can zoom in while I'm in the video, so it's good. Video stabilization is good without any tripod or gimbal and can shoot up to 4K 60, but it ends up cropping a lot, so I think 4K 30 is good. There is an ultra steady mode that crops even further, but the video gets well stabilized. There's a portrait video mode which does an okay job. Followed by the time lapse. And the slow-mo. Alright, so this is with the stabilization turned on. Still walking the beach, facing the sun. So I'm now walking with the video on, without the stabilization. I'm taking S20 Plus to compare the size. So while I compare the size with the Samsung's S20, I will talk about the phone and specifications. Unfortunately, I don't have Google Pixel to XL with me to compare. However, I think this will work just fine. Talking about its battery, I have used this phone for almost a month now and I'm getting around 7 to 8 hours constantly. I have tried this with dark mode or the dark settings on every time and display at screen refreshing rate set to high or 120 Hz. There are different battery optimization settings which causes some notifications to come in late, and I was able to turn off the optimization per app that resolved this issue completely. Compared to my Google Pixel 2 XL, the only thing that's not working on China Roam would be the Google's voice detection for Google's Assistant. I was able to remove most of the Chinese bloatwares and disabled Brino, that is the Chinese voice assistant app, and other Chinese software. I was unable to test 5G, but Wi-Fi calling and voice over LTE works just fine.